It is my pleasure to introduce our board president, Marilyn Mears. Her thoughtful and passionate stewardship has been inspiring.
Thank you, John. On behalf of the Board of Directors, it is with a joyous heart that we welcome each of you to Broadview's annual meeting 2024. Speaking on behalf of the board, which includes John Bryant, Pamela Conkar, and Sandy Hasse, we couldn't be more grateful for all the good unfolding at Broadview day by day. The reports we have just heard all point to how God is loving and protecting His beautiful sanctuary, Broadview, and His precious children. This year's theme, Broadview, a safe haven in the storm, shows us it is a sanctuary for healing and renewal. The image on the invitation of today's event, an ark resting on calm and peaceful waters, led by a dove holding an olive branch, speaks to the Bible verse, Genesis 7:17. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased, and bare up the ark, and it was lifted up above the earth. What a beautiful image, a thought picture of Christly consciousness undisturbed by the jarring testimony of the physical senses. It symbolized a resurrection of thought, a rising up, a lifting up from the belief of sickness, disease, and physical difficulties to renewal, strength, beauty, hope, health. The definition of ark in science and health includes God and man, coexistent and eternal. Truly, this is our message as we move forward into 2025. Our report is not so much a report, but a deeply felt thank you letter to all who have played a part in Broadview's progress and its continual unfoldment of good. We'd first like to thank God for giving us this beautiful sanctuary of healing and renewal right here in our neighborhood. His omnipotence and ever-presence is blessing all who enter through its doors. Broadview belongs to God. We'd like to thank the 3 board members who have stepped off after guiding Broadview through some tumultuous waters. They are Nancy Allen, Beata Hathaway, and Lynn Chiron. All three angels, all 3 mighty oaks who were steadfast in their conviction that God is at the helm and bringing His promise to fruition. This past year, we've seen such unselfed outreach that speaks deeply to the human affections. We'd like to acknowledge and express heartfelt thanks to the Orange County Principia Alumni Club for renovating the lovely garden outside this room. Linda Robison, the club president, is in the room. Thank you, Linda. Team Rubicon USA, a veteran-led disaster relief organization, for their skillful efforts to remove and trim trees and brush around the property, which reduced any fire hazard. This also includes learning some very valuable skills that are now being used to help our fellow Americans living in the South after the hurricanes. And we would like to thank our goat herder who, at a significant cost savings, brought over 600 goats to the property to remove brush from the hillside to meet fire regulations. We'd also like to thank our trained and strong metaphysicians, the Christian Science nurses, who daily demonstrate the efficacy of the power of healing. These nurses, both on-site and those who provide in-home care, express limitless, unselfed love, tenderness, thoughtfulness, and attentiveness. They are truly committed to expressing the Christ. Gratitude also extends to Broadview's extraordinary staff, which includes those in the front office, the tech support team, the maintenance crew, housekeeping, and the kitchen staff. They are all extremely professional and experts in their field. But more importantly, they are imbued with love. They grace the halls with cheerful faces and smiling eyes, greeting and embracing each other, guests, families of the guests, and newcomers. And we would be remiss if we did not thank the Executive Director, Bill Cunningham, and the Deputy Executive Director, Melissa Scruggs. Both are the finest in their respective fields. They work hard and are steadfast. Melissa has single-handedly overhauled the accounting system and put into place procedures that will be used for decades to come. We owe her a debt of gratitude. Thank you. And now Bill, our dear Executive Director. Have you ever heard a more exuberant laugh? Or noticed that every step he takes has a little bounce? Or seen someone reside over a group with more love, compassion, and enthusiasm? The vast amounts of experience and leadership he brings to the job was barely touched upon in his report. Mountains have been moved this past year due to his fortitude and willingness to let God take the lead. He is Broadview's true steward in every sense of the word, and he is someone you can trust and know that your donations and gifts are invested correctly and properly. Thank you, Bill. Also, a nod to Holly, his wife, a quiet force standing right next to him. Thank you. Additional thanks go out to our community, supportive community, the practitioners, the families and friends of our patients for their donations, metaphysical support, and notes of gratitude which stir our hearts. They are ever so appreciated. Thank you. And thanks to all of you who have joined us today. Your expression of love and support is seen by the very fact that you're here via Zoom or in person. What a unifying power of true brotherhood, as is described in Mrs. Eddy's familiar quote, "The rich in spirit help the poor in one grand brotherhood, all having the same principle or Father. And blessed is that man who seeth his brother's need and supplieth it, seeking his own and another's good." Come and be a part of this beautiful experience called Broadview. We're right here in your backyard. Join us as we move forward into 2025 recognizing Broadview as the safe haven God has given us. We are all united together in purpose, God's purpose. We ask you to be a part of it. We ask you to join us. Lovingly submitted, the Executive Board.